Good morning, dear students. Welcome back. Today's class is about the C++ programs. Last class we concluded our data structures theory part, and from this class onwards we will be discussing the programs based on the chapter data structures. So previous class we discussed linked list, non-linear data structures, that is trees and graphs. Trees and graphs are the last topic of the chapter data structures, and today's class is about C++ practical programs. So there will be many programs coming from data structures chapter for your practical exams or practicals. So we shall start discussing each one of them in detail. So today's class is data structures part number 17, C++ programs on data structures. Let us have a quick recap of the topics what we have studied. And in the previous class we studied about non-linear data structures, and we studied about trees and graphs. So now we will be discussing the very first program of our practical exams, practicals, lab practices, and that program is finding the frequency of an element. Let us understand what exactly is finding the frequency of an element. So finding frequency of element can be understood with this example very clearly. So finding frequency is nothing but we are counting the total existence of the given element. For example, if you take 10, so 10 has occurred 3 times in the list. So the frequency of 10 is 3. Similarly, you can see 20. 20 has 2 occurrence. So the frequency of 20 is 2. Similarly, 50, 60, 4, 30, 45, and the frequency is 1. With this example, you are very clear with what exactly we are doing in this program. So we are taking an array and we are checking the elements frequency. So we are accepting an array, we are accepting the element to find the frequency, and we compare each element from the beginning and we use count. Count will count the total number of existence, how many times it has occurred. Let us get started and check out the program. So experiment number 1, write a C++ program to find frequency of presence of an element. Class frequency. So int we are taking n is size of the array, which means array m of 100. M can have maximum of 100 elements. Out of 100, how many elements do we want, do we require? That is given by n. So element is the matching element whose frequency we have to find, and then we have freq, which will give us the count. So get data, find freq, and display. Get data will accept, and find freq will find the frequency, and display will print the frequency of the given element. So in the first, so this get data will accept the data, find freq will find the frequency of given element, display will display the frequency of the given element. So find freq, void freq, frequency, get data. So you are accepting the size of the array, we are accepting the elements. For I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus, we are reading the data to the elements and then enter the search element. So that is ELE. So the elements are stored in, the accepted elements are stored in M, and the searching element is ELE. So now let us check out the next functions. Let us see what we are doing here. So let us check the find freq function. Freq is equal to 0. So we are comparing the elements. If element is equal to m of I, ELE is the searching element and we are checking the first element, that is if it is equal to m of I, then we will increment freq plus plus. So if we have an array with 3 elements, so 0, 1 and 2, say 1, 1 and 2. So now we want to find the frequency of 1. So we begin with the first element, we compare the first element. If the searching element is ELE is equal to 1 and if both matches, then we are incrementing the frequency. And again we take the next element and then again we match the element. If both matches, we increment the freq. Likewise, each time when we are comparing, we are increment the freq by 1 if there is any match found. So now you can see the display function. The display function will say if freq is greater than 0, if frequency is greater than 0, we are printing frequency of the given number is so and so. Otherwise, we are printing the element does not exist. As we know that the execution always starts from main. So here you can see frequency f, that means we are creating a object for frequency class. First we are accepting get data will accept the data, then find freq will find the frequency of given number, display will print how many times that element has occurred. Let us check out the program output. Enter size of the array given is 5. Enter 5 elements, the elements given are 10, 50, 40, 30 and 40. Enter search element, so search element given is 40. As you can see, there is 2 times 40 occurring in the input. So frequency of 40 is 2. So again we will see one more sample run where again size is given 5 and the elements given are 10, 20, 50, 40 and 30. Enter search element is 25. As you can see, 25 does not exist. So the error message is displayed, 25 does not exist. So this is about finding the frequency. Let us see the next program, that is inserting an element at the desired position into the array. As you can see in the example, there are 5 elements. N size is 5. So 4, 7, 3, 2 and 8. Now we want to insert, suppose 5. So suppose 5 we want to insert at the position. The position is 0, 1, 2 and 3. So we want to insert 5 at 3 position. Then what happens? 2. First 8 is shifted and then 2 is shifted and then 5 is inserted. So like this the data can be, a element can be inserted at the specified position. Let us see the program. So where we can perform the insertion operation. So we are using get data, insert and display. N for storing the size, M is the array, ELE is the element to be inserted and P is the position where we want to insert. So how many elements? We are accepting the elements. We are accepting the element to be inserted. For example, so if we want to insert 5, 5 will be the element and we want to insert at the position 3, then P will be storing 3. If P is greater than N, N is the number of elements. If position is more than that, then we will be printing, so more than that, then we will be printing invalid position and then we exit. So if not, what we were doing here is, first we are shifting the elements. I is equal to N minus 1. N is, suppose if there are 5 elements, N is 5. 5 means 5 minus 1 is 4. So what we are doing is, Suppose if this is the array, so 0, 1, 2 and 3, the elements stored are 1, 1, 6, okay. So here if I is equal to n minus 1, n is the total number of elements, minus 1 is the last position, and what we are doing is to the last position we are shifting the elements, and after shifting the elements then the space is made available, and then the element is inserted at the position P, and after inserting one element it is n plus plus. So the count is incremented by 1, and then we display a message saying successfully inserted. Let us check the main program and the display function. So display function, after the array after insertion we are displaying each element one by one. Insertion I is the object created for insertion class. I dot get data will read the array, element to be inserted and the position. I dot insert, we are calling insert function which will insert the element to the given array. I dot display will display the elements after inserting the data. So let us check the sample run of this program. So here you can see, enter how many elements? 5. Enter the array elements 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. So now enter the element to be inserted, that is we are giving 10, and we want to insert that element Let us check the sample run of this program. So enter size of the array. The element to be inserted is 10 and the position is 0. That means 10 will come to the first position. As you can see, there is 10 is inserted, and before it was 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Now 10 has been inserted. Now how many elements? We are giving 5. Again 10, 20, 30, 40. 10, 20, 30, 50 and 60 is given. Enter the element to be inserted. The element to be inserted is 40. Enter the position. I want to insert at the third position, and now 40 is successfully inserted. As you can see, 40 is inserted at position 3. So similarly we can see at the beginning we are inserting, at the end we are inserting. 60 is inserted, and then also will be inserting at the specified position, that is 4. So now as there are 6 elements, now we want to insert an element at the position 7. So what happens is, as we will not be able to insert the element at the 7th position, we are printing invalid position. As it exceeds the size, we will not be able to insert the element. Let us see the third program, that is deletion. Delete operation in unsorted array. So imagine we want to delete the element, that is 3. So we want to delete element 3. If we are deleting 3, then 2 and 6 will be shifted to the previous consecutive locations. Let's check out the program, how we can go about this. So you can see here, now element to be deleted is 20. So now we are deleting 20. So after deleting 20, 30 shifts. So 30 will come to the previous position, and 40 will come to its previous position, and 50 will come to its previous position. And you can see after deleting, so 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, 20 is deleted. So once it is deleted, we are shifting the elements to its previous locations. So here we have the program. Again we have get data function which will accept the array element and it will accept the position. Here we do not require element, as we are not inserting element, we are the element which is exists that we are deleting. So we are accepting only the position. So if position is greater than n minus 1, then we are printing invalid position. Now int p is I is equal to p plus 1. P is the position at which the element has to be deleted plus 1. That means we are taking the next element and we are moving that next element to the previous location. So likewise each time we are taking elements and then we are shifting. Then we are decrementing the size n minus minus. Why we are decrementing? Because we have deleted one element. So if there are 5 elements, after deleting one element the array size will be 4. So we are printing, so element successfully removed. Let us check the main program. Void display will print the array elements. Okay. So let us check the main program. We have deletion D. We are creating the object clear screen. We are calling get data, which will accept the array size and the position at which the element has to be deleted. D dot remove will remove the element. Display will display the content of the array. So let us check out the output of the program. So how many elements? 5 elements, and the elements are 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Enter the position. The position given is 0, so 10 has to be deleted. So element 10 at position 0 is successfully removed. After removing, 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50 is available. Then how many elements? Again the size given is 5. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 are the elements. Enter the position. Position is 3. That is 0, 1, 2, 3. The element at position 3, that is 40, is deleted. So how many elements? Again we are giving 5 and then we are giving 10, 20, 30, 40. Position given is 4. That means we are removing the last element. So after 4, that is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 is been deleted. That is 50 is deleted. So enter how many elements? We are giving 5. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 is given as input. Then we have enter the position. The position given is 5. As there are only 5 elements and the last position is 4. As 5 exceeds 4, it is the size of the array, we are giving invalid position because at position 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There is 50 is at 4th location. But we do not have any element at 5th position. So we print invalid position. And we print invalid position and then program exits. So this is about the program deletion. So let us see insertion sort. So insertion sort, how we are doing? 7 minus 5, 2, 16 and 4. That is the unsorted list which we have to sort. Let us check the first pass. In first pass we are comparing, so 7 and minus 5. So 7 and minus 5. As 7 is greater than minus 5, both are exchanged. So minus 5 will come first and 7 will go next. Rest there will be no change. And in the next pass we are comparing 7 and 2. Is 7 and 2. 2 is smaller than 7. So 2 will come to the 7th position and 7 will go to its position. Then we are comparing the next pass, we are comparing 16. So 16 and 7. Is 7 greater than 16? No. So therefore 16 will be in its place. Then we are comparing 4. So is 4 greater than, is 16 greater than 4? Yes. Therefore both are exchanged. Then We are comparing 4 with 7. Is 7 greater than 4? Yes. Then 4 is shifted. Then we compare 2 and 4. Is 2 greater than 4? No. So there will be no exchange. Like this, the given array is sorted. This type of sorting or this method of sorting is called insertion sort. So like you can see here in the example, first pass we have the comparison is between 2, and in the second pass this 2 1 and 1 0. In the third pass 3 2 2 1 1 0. In the fourth pass 4 3 and 3 2 2 1 and 1 0. In the fifth pass 5 4 4 3 3 2 2 1 1 0. Like this the comparison is done and the elements are exchanged to sort the given array. This method of sorting is called insertion sort method. In the next class we shall see programs for performing insertion sort method. Hope you have understood today's class. So kindly, if you have system, if you have computer, kindly type and execute the given program and check out the output. So just compare the outputs, go through the program. Thanks for your patience listening. God bless you all, my dear students. Have a great day ahead.